Next question for Ted and Michael is about ongoing litigation with those defendants that have not settled. Can you provide an update on that?
Sure. So the case against Land and Veolia is proceeding on two tracks. There are a number of bellwether trials, which means they're sample trials that are scheduled for later this year. Of course, with COVID situation, that could be delayed further. We're hopeful that COVID situation will get more under control, but if it doesn't, those dates may be pushed into 2022. The other track is the class action. Class counsel have filed papers with Judge Levy. They have the class certified against Land and Veolia. The judge is going to consider those, that motion. There'll probably be a ruling sometime this summer. Ted, think this summer would be a good time to predict?
I think that's realistic.
Yeah.
Depending on Judge Levy's schedule.
Sure. And if class certification against Land and Veolia is achieved, then we would expect that there'll be further developments, including the possibility of a settlement that would be a supplement to the settlement against the state of Michigan, city of Flint, McLaren, and Rowe. On the EPA front, that case is progressing. We are also preparing fact sheets for various families who have been identified for the bellwether trials. A bellwether trial is a sample trial that the lawyers and the court agree to present first, and that helps set the stage for eventual resolution of the entire case. It's a sample case, and right now, teams of lawyers are working to develop those sample or bellwether cases so that we can have a trial in front of Judge Parker sometime later this year. We hope later this year. Again, it's dependent on how this pandemic gets resolved.
Okay, next question. Is there an update about children getting the bone scan?
Well, I had alluded to that at just a moment ago. Again, we are in the process of working towards that, and we hope to have an update on when and where the testing will take place in Flint.
Okay. Another question about the lead test is Mott Children's Health Center did the lead hair test of my children. Can we submit those as documentation?
Yes, once the claim process gets started, we'll work with you closely to get all of the documentation testing that you have to submit it along with your claim.
Okay, thank you. Another question. I have two elderly neighbors that I signed up several years ago. They have no computers and don't know how to use their cell phones for this lawsuit. Will you be mailing them class papers if I can get their name and addresses to you directly?
If you can email us at info@flintwaterjustice.com, we can communicate individually about their address and their private information.
Right. We are going to have many volunteers to help folks who are homebound, disabled, people who are not comfortable using technology. We will have students, law students. We will have people to help carry out the task. If we have to hand carry forms to people's homes, we will do that. We will have our volunteers make arrangements. We're mindful of the COVID situation, and bear with us. We want to make sure everybody is safe. But if you have a special need, if somebody out there with a special need, all you have to do is let the office know that you have a special need, and we will accommodate you.
Thank you. Another question is, how do you verify duplicate submissions for family members?
Good question.
The-
Right.
So on the back end of the system is my understanding. Again, we're not running the website, but we are in multiple times a day contact now about how this works. One person has one date of birth, one social security number. So it's very easy to identify, duplicates that way. It's a pretty sophisticated system. We're trying to make it a little bit easier for everyone to use, but it seems very sophisticated, and I think there won't be any problems like that. And remember, this is just the registration. And once the registration process is done, then the actual claims form goes through. And so that information will catch any type of duplication that might make it through the registration process.
Thank you. I have the next question is, I've not signed with a law firm, but I'm a property owner that owns 3 properties in the city of Flint. And I have one water utility in my name since 2014. What should we do? Do my husband and I file together or separately?
At this point, I would file separately, and we will work with the administrator to figure out who can recover one or both. But at this point, we want to make sure that everybody registers.
Yeah, under the settlement agreement, the category for property damages is by parcel. And so the proper owner or leasee, because people who are leasing property can also make a claim as the owner can, but it's by parcel. And, there may be some issue as to who the proper owner is, and that can be sorted out. But I think Ted's right. Multiple filing will make sure that everybody gets covered. And so that if there's a payment, it'll be done per parcel. And if they're joint owners, of course, the joint owners would probably split the award.
Thank you. And the last question is, do I still use this same Zoom to attend in February? The answer to that is we will have a separate account set up for that one. Every Zoom event has a separate ID number, so that will be made available on the website, and we'll get that information out to everybody who's interested. And that leads us to our 7 o'clock end time for this evening. I want to thank Michael Pitt and Ted Leopold and the rest of the interim class council team for participating this evening. And we will get this video up on the website tomorrow morning, along with all the questions that have been asked and the answers that have been responded to appropriately. So you'll have that. Plus, if anybody has further questions, please visit the website, flintwaterjustice.com, or send us an email at info@flintwaterjustice.com. Thank you, everyone, for attending this evening, and have a good night and stay warm. It's going to be chilly here in Flint, Michigan tonight.
Stay safe.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
See you
now.
at the office.